Welcome back to Car Talk. I'm Shantanu, your host, and today, as you can see, we are with a very special vehicle, a much awaited vehicle, the Jeep Meridian. Now, the Jeep has been present in India for a long time now. However, the only car that has been selling and bringing numbers in the market is the Compass. To bring in more numbers, Jeep has now got the 7-seater version of the Compass. It is based on the same platform, but there are mega changes inside and, as you can see, outside the car. So what all are these changes? How capable is the Jeep Meridian? We will take it for a ride on the tarmac and also do a bit of off-road. So stay tuned in the video and make sure that you watch it till the last moment. Now, even though the front face of the Jeep Meridian looks very familiar to the Compass, and that's because of the family design, Jeep has made many changes in the car which makes it look very intimidating on the roads. For example, it still gets the 7-slat chrome grille, but the design of the chrome has changed to add a very premium look, extending to the side, and the grille itself becomes a very sleek LED headlamp. Now you can see small patterns inside these headlamps and even the Jeep branding, and these patterns you will find all over the car, including the tail lamps and the grille of the vehicle. If we come down, you can see a chrome slat cutting across the bumper, and again there are LED fog lamps here as well. So the whole lighting system in the Jeep Meridian is all LED. Now if we go to the side of the car, we will get this very complicated but unique looking alloy wheels which are of 18 inches. Currently we have the HT tires on it. I'm not so sure how it will do on the off-road, but stay tuned for that. It gets a very high bonnet position, a raked windshield, and a dual tone color which adds a floating roof effect, and it looks very nice. These roof rails, they are not functional because there is a panoramic sunroof right beside it and you cannot load these roof rails. If you look from the side profile of the car, it looks massive in size, and that's because it has become longer than the Jeep Compass, it has become wider, and it has become taller as well. So it's a clean looking American Jeep, and I think it will attract a lot of eyes on the roads. Now let's quickly check the rear of the car and find out what different does it offer from the Compass. Now the first thing that you will notice are the design of tail lamps. They are very sleek, and just like the headlamps, they integrate to this thick chrome slat which looks very premium and adds a plush look. The design of the tail lamps, though, they are very similar to the Compass, and it will still make you feel that this car is related to the smaller 5-seater. The rear of the vehicle, gets a very squarish design. There are not much branding apart from the Jeep and the variant, which is the limited version. There are going to be only 2 versions of the Jeep Meridian, the Limited and Limited Plus, and both of them are going to be fully loaded. So that's about it, guys. That's about how the Jeep Meridian looks from the outside. I think the Meridian is going to intimidate a lot of people on the roads and move them away from their way. Now that we have seen the exterior of the car, let's quickly jump inside and check out what the new car offers. But before that, we will check the boot space. Now that's all about the exteriors that the Jeep Meridian has to offer, but there are many more interesting things inside the cabin. So let's check out the boot first, and then we will get inside the cabin to show you what the Jeep Meridian really offers. So it gets an electronic tailgate. You just have to touch this button, move away, and it will open automatically. As you can see, all the 7 seats are currently up. You get a decent amount of space. You can fit in a couple of big suitcases or small bags in the space. However, if all the 7 passengers are traveling together for the weekend, this will be a hard squeeze for all the luggage. However, if you want a 5-seater with a bigger boot space, you can simply tumble down the 3rd row by using this lever and make space for a lot of luggage in the boot. So you can actually move homes with this amount of space. But let's check out the biggest addition in the Jeep Meridian over the Compass, which is the third row seats. Let's get inside the car and check out what it all has to offer from the cabin. Now, to enter the last row of the Jeep Meridian, Jeep has offered a very good solution, which is the tumble down seats. Now both these seats, these are 60-40 split, and both of them offer tumble down feature. So you can just pull up this lever and it just folds up in front of you. I will just get in and show you how much space does this offer. So guys, I am 5'10" or 5'11", I don't really remember, but as you can see that it's a hard squeeze for me, and it's especially difficult because this is the maximum recline, this is the minimum recline of the middle row seat, and you can see it is very difficult to fit in here. Yes, Jeep provides the headrest, the adjustable headrest here. You can even recline the seats by this much. So this is the maximum recline position I'm going to be here. But if you are an adult and going to travel long distances, I don't think the last row seat will be very comfortable for you. However, Jeep has offered features like the roof mounted AC vents, which you can operate from the roof mounted control. There are cup holders on both the sides, and there is a space to keep your phones as well. Now let's check the middle row seats if they are any better. Now we are in the middle row seat of the Jeep Meridian. Now both the seats get the tumble down feature. However, the problem with that is it makes the seats fixed, so you can't move them forward or move them to the rear. This is the fixed leg space, the knee room that you are going to get. However, if there is no one sitting in the co-driver seat, you can move it forward to create more space. You can recline this seat in different angles. So this is the minimal position and this is the maximum position, and you also get a central armrest with cup holders. There's ample space for 2 passengers in the middle row. However, if you're going to fit a third passenger, this is going to create some intrusion problem. These are the AC vents. You can control it from here. You can't control the temperature, however you can control the vents, opening and closing of the vents. You get an USB charger here and a 12-volt socket right below it. On the doors you get ample amount of space. There is a space to keep your bottle and other items. You get a good amount of cushioning on the armrest as well. You get seat pockets here, and if you look up you can see the massive panoramic sunroof, which actually gives you a very good feeling, a very airy feeling, which is much better from the last row seat, where you don't feel claustrophobic, however you feel very cramped. Now let's check the front row seats of the Jeep Meridian and check out how different it is from the Compass. Now we are in the front row seat of the Jeep Meridian, and if you have driven the Compass or have sat in the car, you will find the dashboard and the seats and the steering wheel and the infotainment system and even the instrument cluster very similar to that. However, there are a few color changes which makes it look a bit more premium. Now let's start with all the things. In front of me you get a 3-spoke steering wheel with the multifunction buttons all over. You can get cruise control and control the phone and the infotainment screen from here. Right in front of me you get a massive instrument cluster. It's all digital instrument cluster, and it shows you almost everything about the car, including the off-roading specs. And whenever you're going to off-roading, it shows you different settings and features which you can use to make your off-roading even better. Now coming to the center, you get this massive 10.1-inch screen, infotainment screen, the touch sensitive screen, and it connects with Android and Apple CarPlay. It gets 360-degree camera view and a lot other features which can be very useful if you are doing regular off-roading and want to connect the car with your phone. So it gets connected features as well. Right above you get an auto dimming IRVM. You get the controls for the panoramic sunroof. You get the control to open the boot and the all LED cabin lamps. The dashboard, it gets soft touch material with stitches, and it looks really pretty and really premium as well. Right below that you get space for the glove box, and as you can see there is ample space to keep a box of this size I think couple of boxes of this size and it will still fit. Coming to the seats are very comfortable. They are perforated and ventilated as well, and as you can see, you get the massive Jeep branding over them. The seats actually do feel very premium. They are leather seats and they have been given diamond stitching. So they are also bucket seats, so when you're doing off-roading or taking high-speed corners, your body doesn't move much on the either side, so it gives you confidence as well. Now, talking about the central console, you get a lot of features and space around here. Right in the middle, you get the AC vents, which is about a big AC vent split into two. It looks nice and it looks different from the other cars. Right below that, you get the controls for the climate control, and you get two USB chargers here. One is C-type and one is the regular B-type. Below that, you get a space to keep your phone, and if you have a wireless phone charge capable phone, you can charge it here from this place as well. You get an electronic parking brake which saves a lot of space around here and creates space to keep the cup holders. So these have massive cup holders. These are not cooled, but they are going to keep your drink solidly in one place when you are going on difficult terrains. There is space to keep one more phone over here. If we open the armrest, you get a very deep space. You can see almost my arm's length, and you can keep a lot of things around here as well. So overall, I think the Jeep Meridian, it gets a long list of features. These are very premium features and you do not get them with a lot of other cars, especially the Fortuner. However, if you are comparing this car with the Fortuner, then it is a wrong comparison, and that's because the Fortuner is a much bigger car than the Jeep Meridian, and it won't be right to compare both the vehicles at this moment without knowing the price. Last thing I want to talk about is the infotainment system. Speakers, the Meridian offers 8 speaker system from the Alpine, and they do sound really good. So that's about it about the interiors, and let's take this car for a drive and check out what the engine can do, how it will perform on the off-roading tracks. So now we are driving the all-new Jeep Meridian. Even though it's an all-new car, under the hood the engine and the transmission remains very similar to the Compass. It gets the same 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine that generates 170 PS of maximum power and 350 Nm of peak torque. We are driving the automatic variant, which gets a 9-speed automatic, and it's a front-wheel drive car. So this is the first time that Jeep is giving this setup with a 9-speed automatic. It works very well. It's the transmission is not very refined. However, it holds on to the shifts, and if you're going to the lower speeds from the higher speed, it keeps on holding on to that gear like it's in sport mode. However, if you want to shift to the manual mode and change the gears by yourself, it works as well. But we found out that the transmission is not very shift happy. Now, even though you rev hard, the transmission, it will keep on holding to the same gear. The same case goes whenever you want to overtake other cars. Currently, like, I'm at 40 kilometers per hour now. If I want to overtake the car in front of me, I will push the accelerator. Now you can see that there is a lag. There is a good amount of lag of about 0.5 seconds to 1 second that you will have to overcome while driving the car, and you will have to get used to the lag. Overall, it's not a very big lag, so you won't find much problems while overtaking it. But yes, initially you may find difficulties while overtaking other cars. Now, coming to the steering wheel itself, it handles very well. It's very precise like every other Jeep cars. It has good feedback and it drives very well. So the steering wheel is very good to hold to also, and it gets a leather wrap. It's not flat bottom, but it does the job very well. Now, coming to the comfort of the vehicle, the Jeep Meridian, the suspension, they have become little stiffer if you are comparing it with the Compass. Now, Jeep has done it to reduce the body roll all over the seats, so even if you are sitting in the last row, you won't feel much of a body roll. However, if you're going from very rough surfaces, you might feel that the roughness of the road is filtering inside the cabin and you might feel uncomfortable. However, at higher speeds, if you're going over bumps or potholes on the tarmac roads, you won't feel much inside the cabin. So Jeep has tuned the suspension really well. We are very happy about it, and it's very comfortable for all the passengers inside the car. Now I want to talk about a very important part in this car, which is the driver's seat itself. The seat itself is very comfortable. However, the positioning of the seats is little awkward. You see the central console, it intrudes into the space in the footwell, so you do get a dead pedal. However, if you are keeping the your left foot there is something around here, a hard plastic, which is always going to be nudging on your ankle. Now, since we are moving on a narrow lane of road, I want to talk about the crawl mode of the 9-speed automatic transmission. It's not very strong, so as soon as you lift your foot off from the brake pedal, it starts moving. However, it is not at a very good speed, so if you are moving in a crawling traffic, you will have to use the brake and the accelerator together to make sure that you're moving at the speed of the traffic. Now, coming to the highway speeds, the Meridian feels planted on the roads. It's very planted. You can move it around on the roads, and you can change lanes at high speed. And as I said before, that Jeep has done something to the suspension. They have made the suspension stiffer to reduce the body roll, and it shows very nicely when you are doing off-roading, when you're doing high-speed lane changes especially. Now, even though the engine and transmission are same as the Jeep Compass, Jeep has made some tuning changes to the engine, which makes the power delivery and the torque delivery very linear. That's about it from the tarmac review of the Jeep Meridian. Let's take this is the 4x2 variant. Let's take a 4x4 variant and enter the off-roading paradise with the Jeep Meridian, so stay tuned. Like all other vehicles from the Jeep fraternity, the Meridian will also get 4x4 options. While there is no low ratio transfer case like the pure off-roading vehicles available in the market, there are electronics working under this to make this 7-seater go through the most challenging terrains. The new Meridian is unique in its segment because it gets monocoque body and independent suspension. With additional features like differential lock and various terrain modes, the Jeep Meridian can help you conquer any kind of surface. We took the new Meridian through a natural course in a jungle. The track we went through will make your heart sink at the first sight. While I have done fair amount of off-roading, I am not a seasoned off-roading champion, so I was relying on the car to get me through to the other end. We went through several difficult obstacles while making our way through the forest. The Meridian has become longer than the Compass, that's true, but we approached inclines as steep as 32 degrees and drops of similar angles. The approach, the breakover and the departure angles of the new Meridian are perfect, and the underbelly did not bite the dust even once. We also went through the steps and deep pits to test the independent suspension, and they work like magic. The throttle response is so accurate that you can actually modulate the throttle to go over the obstacles very smoothly. While the 9-speed transmission did work effortlessly to provide the maximum available power and torque. We also conveniently checked the roll angle of the car, where it was hanging at an angle of over 30 degrees. Oh yes, we crossed a slush pit as well, but the other obstacles made it look like a drive through the neighborhood. We kept the Meridian in 4x4 mode all the time and didn't change the select terrain modes while we drove through the forest. Notably, it was using the highway terrain tires, which makes me think that it will be able to do a lot more with suitable rubbers on those alloys. While the body on frame vehicles like the Toyota Fortuner can do similar obstacles, the Jeep Meridian did it while keeping us very comfortable inside the cabin. I agree that no family will go on such off-roading expeditions, but it is good to know that you have a car that will be able to handle such situations if ever needed without breaking a single sweat. Now, after extensively driving the all-new Jeep Meridian, I can safely say that it can go anywhere, like you can see right now behind me. The Meridian, it looks very imposing on the road. It can actually intimidate other vehicle and move them away from your way. However, just like any other American vehicle or SUVs, the space inside is not very much. So if you really want to enjoy the Jeep Meridian, the front two seats are the only two seats where you will get the maximum out of this vehicle. It is very capable, like you saw in the video. If you want to travel with your family and explore places, this car would be the right choice for you. However, the success of this vehicle depends on its pricing, which is Jeep yet to reveal. In our thinking, in our feeling, we think that the new Jeep Meridian will be priced around the range of the Fortuner. However, if Jeep could bring it down and make it more affordable, there is no other vehicle in the segment which can stop the Meridian from becoming successful. Now, what do you think about the video? What do you think the price of the new Meridian will be? Do let us know in the comment section below. And as always, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the Car Talk channel.